JT, please, as always, do me a favor, leave some likes, comments, subscribe, share the pages. Hey, visit the website, 94FeetWithCoachJT.com. You get the one-stop shop. You can see episodes, you can shop merch, you can see actually events that are coming up in my city and other places as well. And again, shout out to the Women's PBA in Alameda. I'll be out there again this Saturday doing some footage, taking some interviews from those women trying to get jobs overseas or still playing the game. Definitely appreciate y'all and all the sponsors, man. Anybody who just threw something my way, advertisement they need, or whatever. Just I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me and supporting your businesses is my goal as well as you support me. So again, shout out everybody on this it's Thursday already. Week almost over with. 3 interviews in right now. This is episode 3 of season 2. So yeah, I'm 103 episodes in. So we going, man, and I appreciate it because as they say, it's only up from here. And this whole week has been dope for me right now. So I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm gonna ride this wave. All right, let me get into this introduction real quick. My guest is a co-founder of S.A.G.A, or I believe it's pronounced S.A.G.A, is a clinical mental health clinician in San Joaquin County, just down the road, not too far. She also has earned her undergrad degree in psychology from Arizona State University and her master's degree in clinical mental health from the University of the Redlands. She has been in the mental health field for over 10 years. Her passion is to help others navigate through traumas and tribulations in a journey that she is committed for the rest of her life. As a former college athlete, she has gained firsthand experience of the pressures and emotional strain that comes with playing at a high level, which led to the birth of S.A.G.A. Due to not having an indefinite outlet to help her own self with her own struggles as an athlete. For her goal is to educate and create services for athletes and coaches as well that will preserve the human behind the sport. And her name is no better than Oshalique Bass. Hope I pronounced that right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate
Yes.
you. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How are you?
As we know, we talked a little bit offline. I'm good as well. Thanks for having me, and I appreciate you taking time out your busy schedule. I know it's a practice night tonight, right? Is it practice night tonight?
No practice
Tomorrow.
tonight.
Okay, no nights of practice. Briefly, I know we talked. You are from Stockton, California, so down the road. So, just give me a little bit about your experience growing up in Stockton, living in Stockton.
Well, it is not what I know, like the world sees it as a bad place. I didn't grow up then. I grew up when it was good, very community based, which it still is. And just, playing basketball, being outside, and then I went away for college and decided that I wanted to come back home to help my community. And so yeah, I've been here ever since I graduated from grad school.
That's what's up. So, growing up in Stockton, I mean, it is down the road, but you have a college there. UOP is there. You have a junior college. Delta College is there. Sports wise, as we know, right? I'm, just like you said, outside all the time doing stuff. Were you into anything else besides hoops, or what were you? What did you? Where to start at for you?
No, hoop was it was my life. It still is kind of, but from a different vantage point. No, I started playing basketball when I was I think I was like 5 or 6. And that's kind of always been my sport. I mean, I'm athletic, so I can play some different stuff, but basketball has always been like, my wheelhouse and the place that I feel most comfortable. So yeah, basketball's always been it.
That's what's up. So during this time, I said Stockton, not super busy, but you're close in between two places. I mean, to go one or two ways to get to another bigger town or city, as they call them, right? We're cities right now. People think SAC is still small, so but it's ever growing. But as far as that sports access to, like, even basketball, who was it, or who were the persons that male, female, that you watched, you kind of mimicked, or just like, okay, I got to see them, I got to catch them whenever I can on TV as a person, or I'm going to the park and I'm working on these moves right here.
Oh, absolutely, Michael Jordan. Like, no, hands down.
As we can see in the background, so you see him, you see Mike in the back.
Truly, Michael Jordan. I used to have like this VHS of like his breakdown of his game, and I just
we telling our age here. I don't think they know
bit.
what that is. They might not know. They don't know what that is. It's not a disk drive. It's not a jump drive. You can't USB scan that. It's something big old thing you got pull out and plug up, and then put a big old just so they know.
Right. So just studying his game and just his turnaround jumper, and but definitely somebody I really looked up to. Even Penny Hardaway was one of my favorite players as well. Very underrated guy. but truly a goat of the game. And Cynthia Cooper is one of my favorite players as well from the women's side, and Tina Thompson. So like I grew up when basketball was physical.
I was gonna say, because Tina Thompson and so we said Cooper were physical women's players, no matter who they were playing against. So it's a contact sport. Just letting y'all know that they was hitting people. They was hitting people. That's
right.
So did you feel at an age, again, when you start to see women turn pro with the opportunity, was that a motivation of yours, or was that something as far as, or did that just actually keep you going in the game at time, like at least kept you going? Because I know a lot of male and female, but a lot of female women, they definitely fall off definitely quicker than males of the dream of playing just longer, like that. What was that like for you?
I think growing up really as a young kid, it was about, I'm going to be the first girl in the NBA, because there was no WNBA. I think the WNBA came in the 1997, 96 time.
Yeah.
And so I remember when it first came, because my dad took me to when Sacramento had Monarchs.
You went to the Arco Arena, huh?
Yeah, when Arco Arena was around, and Tisha Penicheiro was there, and so I got to see that. And so that really birthed the, like, okay, you can play at the next level. There's this space that was created for women's sports, which was huge. And so for me, it was definitely motivation, just to keep going, to keep working, and to keep at it, because there was something for us at that point.
That's what's up. And given that being your motivation, and just being like I said, the first, that was the first run, that the first team we had here at SAG, just the league was starting. Overall, one, as a young lady then, like I said, but did you expect the advancement to go where it is now, or was it? I mean, I know everybody says that, so we don't expect that. But how does it make you feel to see it be advanced, even though they may say the women's game is not where we think it should be at, but to see it where it started and where we're at now, is levels to it, regardless, right? How does that make you feel in general?
Absolutely. Oh, you know what? It gives me a sense of joy and pride, to see where it is going, because it could be not where it is now. And so to see, kids are getting NIL deals in college, to see that there's, even just like the women's league you're talking about in the Bay Area, they're having opportunities to play overseas, all of these spaces that people are creating for women's sports, because it's needed. And women's sports, if you haven't been to a game, we're just as competitive, or probably even more competitive, than some guys sports, and it's still just as exciting. And so I'm loving the path that it's opening up for women's sports.
Nice. So, as I said in the bio, going to first stop was Arizona State.
Yep.
Were you playing college basketball at that time as well there, or does it stop? When does it start for your collegiate year start? What year was that? Do you remember?
Yeah, I went to Lincoln High School here in Stockton, and then I end up I ended up not playing for a year, because my coaches changed and life was just happening. And so I was just like, well, I don't want to play. I didn't get recruited the right way. And when you get change of hands of coaches, and, they don't really care and they do what they do. And so I was like, oh, I'm not going to play. So my homegirl that was in Arizona, she was playing at this JUCO. And so she was like, hey, we need a point guard. You want to come out and play? And so I had visited Arizona State, and I had talked to the coaches, and I was like, hey, I want to come. And I think I needed like a class or something. And so I end up taking a JUCO route, and I was like, I'm going to come after I'm done. I end up blowing out my knee, and I was like, okay. And technology wasn't
not back then.
As it is.
That ACL, whatever was at least a year out for that.
Yeah,
at least a year. Now they walk in next day.
Next day, man. Like so I end up I just had to make a decision. It was just my body was hurting and all the good stuff. So I end up just stopping playing, and I took a assistant coaching job at a JUCO out in Arizona. So I coached there for 6 years. And but yeah, so I still love being around a game, but you got to listen to your body sometimes. And
Yeah, for
this
sure.
wasn't it.
So it sounded like you said you immediately took the coaching job. Was that something you already knew prior to growing in that high school, college? Like, I think I would like to coach eventually, but now I had to speed it up. Or you're like, well, hey, this is like the next best thing.
No, absolutely not. Coaching has never been in my thoughts. It was just kind of something that fell into place, and I was missing the game and wanted to still be around it some type of way. And the coach was gracious enough to take me under her wing and to teach me and to and to let me still be around while I was finishing up my degree at Arizona State. And it just kind of was one of those things that kind of just fell in the right place at the right time for what I needed. It was really my mental health at that point that really kept me connected.
So, I mean, your background, I actually spent a year and a half as a mental health and family advocate, but now I'm just advocate for it for myself, going through stuff myself, or helping others. As we know, coaching, dealing with coaches, students, and families, it's just something to be equipped with. The better we have a little training in and some practice, the better we can help deal with this, right?
Yeah.
What are some things that you may talk about that you had to overcome or deal with, and who are some people or person influential in supporting you through that?
Absolutely. Number one, I think my mom is super huge. Biggest supporter ever. My mom was like my agent back then. Knocking on doors and sending game film and doing all the stuff.
Doing all the work.
And so, but it was always the talk of there's always another way to get to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so, even struggling, even playing college basketball, it wasn't easy. It wasn't, going somewhere different out of state.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an only child. So it was really different leaving home and dealing with all of that and not feeling like there was this immediate support. But so it was like, what do you do? Do you give up? Do you quit? Do you go back home and do that kind of thing? But my mom was there to kind of really push and say, hey, yes, tough, but some of the greatest things come out of challenges and all these moments. So it was really how you were going to handle the pressure of things. And so yeah, it kind of worked out.
That's what's up. The adversities make us who we are. I mean,
Yeah,
it just shapes us. If you don't go anything, how do you get better? How do you learn? Or how do you advance? Right? How do you have
right.
How do you help others if you can't really set an example or like that? So that's definitely
exactly.
You say you have your undergraduate degree in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
So again, people always get this stigma like athletes don't take certain classes or take classes.
Yeah.
It's like, but even though psychology, and that's the class like, hey, you did some work.
Yeah.
But you had to do some work. But for you, was that a field of interest early on, or was that something like, what, I find it that I need to help or get in this space because of this is because you're serving people as a coach, but now in this world, psychology, you have to be able to communicate, or you will be willing to serve people from all different levels. You don't know where they're at. You got to meet them where they're at. You have to be a person who communicates effectively, and also just openly, because with any race, creed, color, it doesn't matter. They are going to need somebody who facilitates. So how did you get to that major?
Definitely. I've always, since I was in the 9th grade, known that I wanted to be a therapist. It has always been one of those things. I used to have these lunchtime sessions and people would come and talk to me about their problems. Listen, I don't even know why. But
if it's in you, it's in you. If it's in you, it's in you. They just
it is. And I think, God was like, hey, this is going to be your thing. And this is the thing that is going to lead you into different spaces. And so, but it's really the art of listening, right? That's the form of communication, is the art of listening. So I've always known, I've never wavered in knowing that I wanted to be a therapist. So I've known since the 9th grade that that's what I was going to do.
That's what's up. So, I mean, that's good. I mean, sometimes the earlier the better. I see the struggle in students now with that,
Yeah.
with any type of hopes or aspirations early on. It may come
Yeah.
later for them, but again, for us, early it was either we had dreams. Yeah, it was hoop dreams, or I knew, but I mean, I knew I was going to be like I majored in child development for undergraduate. But I grew up in the church. Went to church. We had kids around. Always around kids. Like it was community.
Yeah.
I'm like I like kids. I've been around kids. Okay, child development. It made sense.
Yeah.
Nonstop. But plus, it wasn't a male driven space. But I knew males needed to be in there some kind of way. So, but and then you go on to do the master's in clinical mental health. So really just putting your whole thing in a circle. At what point do you figure out what career is life or life is like after you graduate, after you get these degrees and now put into the step into the real world? Like, okay, I'm going to do this, or I want to open up my own, whatever. Like what's on your mind during that point? Because I mean, you got the degrees behind it. Now it's time to get out here and step forward and get going.
Right. It's something that I like to call taking calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just kind of gotta dive in head first and try different things, work with different populations. And like you said, it's about serving. And as long as I knew I was in the vein of serving, for me, that's the highest level of any job that you'll ever do. God called us to be servants. And so for me, it was just about, okay, let me try this population. Let me try this. Let me see if I like it here. And I've always been a person that I'm okay with if I don't like it and it doesn't fit, then I'm okay with walking away and trying something new. Change and those like newness doesn't necessarily scare me too much. But I live for trying something different and trying something new. And if it doesn't work out, you just try something else.
That's what's up. That's cool. Accomplishing these goals though should be celebrated too, right? But also you talk about moms, but how happy or excited was moms when you were making these strides, making the adjustment, overcoming adversity, getting not one but 2 degrees, and you're serving. How was mom's reactions, family's reactions to you being successful early on, as far as just like those early life accomplishments as a young adult, but now to see where you're at today?
Oh, I think she's over the moon ecstatic for me, to see. I think she is always looking to how I can continue to progress in my life and in different business ventures that I take, or just me as a whole person. But she definitely doesn't shy away from, expressing her just happiness for me and all that I have accomplished to this point in my life. And she lets me know that, she was a big part of that.
That's good. Yeah, that kindly reminder.
Right.
Kindly reminder, but I'm gonna let you know, baby. Yeah, mama was there. But
right.
that's only right though. That's good. That's definitely
Yeah.
warranted. That's definitely dope. We're gonna get into this saga real quick, but again, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the podcast. Hit the website. Hey, got some trucker hats available. Got some little merch. You know what I'm saying? Wait, hold on. I'm working my visuals too, so I'm doing this all by myself from the house. Look, got a little pop-up screen. Got some hats. Got some t-shirts. That's a sample. But you know what I'm saying? I'm working on my own little engineering thing. Oh, wait a minute. I might have one more for you. This is the first time doing this. Let's see if it works. If it go across the bottom of the screen. Look at that. Bottom of the screen. Hey, I'm trying. It's 2023. You got to be self-motivated.
Look at you. Check
I'm
you
on
out.
this. Yeah, I'm trying to get there, but I appreciate y'all for tapping in. But yeah, hit the website. You can get everything there. Just check it out. Latest shows always going to be posted, and events that's going on. Like I said, locally, other stuff I'm doing is on there. Let's get so let's talk about the S.A.G.A. One, to be to step out on your own on a limb and start a business or start something like that, but also in the field that we're in is definitely a sensitive subject, but also it needs a lot of attention to it. What made you go, okay, and now I'm shifting to this too as well, what I'm doing, coaching, whatever it is, mentorship, but now I'm actually calling this is my baby right here, gonna do this stuff. What made you jump that? Again, you said jump in.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it was a vision by God that right at the end of me graduating from grad school, I got this idea, and I know it was from God, that this was a space that needed some attention, that athletes needed some help too, because what we do know is that on school campuses, athletes are about 60%, but they're the least amount to go get help. And so that's not taking away from the 40 to 50% of the United States that are suffering from mental health issues. So, the numbers wasn't making sense. And so it was like, how do we create a space, right, that athletes feel comfortable, that athletes understand the lingo, and that we can talk and meet people where they were. And so me being a former athlete, along with my business partners, we sat down and said, hey, let's do this thing. Let's just jump in and see where it takes us. I think entrepreneurship is one of those things that is like, if you fail, it's okay. It's hard.
It'll hurt. You're gonna bump your head. It's a sacrifice, but man, it's life lessons in it too, though. I will say that though. So anybody who's interested in doing it, like as you said, I really understand that too. You need to jump in, like bet on yourself. You're gonna do it, you do it, but you can do it and you can walk away or do something else knowing that you did that, right? That's the one thing. But you can't tiptoe around it, even no matter what business it is, because you won't get the you know what I'm saying, you won't get the 100%. I did it, it worked or it didn't, because you'll never know. You didn't go all in, as they say, right? Definitely. I'm definitely realizing that, knowing that, like, hey, if you're gonna go, you gotta go, and you just keep, you know what I'm saying, like they say, 10 toes down, whatever, and you vision straight, tunnel vision, and you go from there. But you definitely gotta, it's really about yourself though, and what you believe in, what you're doing. That's definitely dope. So with this program you're doing, and definitely shout out where they can find you out, follow you, whatever people can, because it's moving. Like I said, I've been doing some research behind it, definitely looking for ways to get you guys up and sat and things like that. But where can everybody find you at, and just tap in and get information?
Definitely, you can hit us up on Instagram at One Great Saga, the number One Great Saga, and also on our website at onegreatsaga.com, and check us out, send a request, and we'll get back to you and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're moving and grooving. Man, this year has been amazing. By far amazing.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So best of luck to you and the company and the business going forward. Those dope young ladies that are playing basketball with you, that you're mentoring them as well. Best of luck to you guys. So before I always go on this, we got everybody's on tight schedules, but I got to get your triple threat before we end, right? So in basketball, we know the triple threat: drill, pass, shoot. But for you personally, give me 3 things that either somebody listening or watching or hearing, they will see this when they see you around. They go, oh, okay, I know that's Coach O's philosophy, or 3 things that she holds her hand on, like, this is you. Give me your triple threat right now.
Triple threat. I would say take every calculated risk in life, and be passionate about what you want to do, and always follow your heart's desire. I think those are the 3 things that have gotten me here, is taking a risk and following my heart, and never wavering from who I am as a person.
That's what's up, man. Y'all heard it here first. Coach Bass in the S.A.G.A. Please hit them up, though, inquire, just follow, give a follow, repost some things, or inquire. It's about supporting each other, but also, again, she knows, and we know from firsthand experience as coaches, players, the mental part is there, but it's also, you can overcome that, you can be better, but also we can help inform the others, or especially our young ones. Our young ones are in it, but make sure their head's in the right space while they're in it, while they're going through these trials and tribulations. I appreciate you. Definitely tapping in soon. Ready to get back in the lab with those dope young ladies sooner than later. And keep doing what you're doing. They respect you. The vibe is right. And I'm gonna tell the girls, turn the music up, man. I had a good time. Hey, turn the music up when we're in the gym. We're gonna turn the music up and get after it. So I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Y'all heard it here first on this Thursday episode afternoon with 94 Feet with Coach JT with Coach Bass. We out. Peace.